Sup guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Steffin Antony, and in this video we'll be discussing about something that is known as the butterfly effect. Now before getting into the topic, if you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and also hit the bell icon so you'll get notified when I post a new video. And in fact, I'll be posting videos quite often. Now let's get into the topic. Now the concept of butterfly effect basically tells us that small changes or small things can cause non-linear impacts on a system. In simple terms, the butterfly effect is explained with the help of a butterfly. That is, when a butterfly flaps its wings, a small amount of breeze is generated, right? Now this breeze gets connected to a series of events or leads to a series of small events and then finally causes a tornado in some other place. Now the breeze produced when the butterfly flaps its wings is the initial push or the starting point of the entire system that is leading to the tornado. And here in the example of the butterfly, though the starting point is mentioned, in actual practice it is impossible to determine the starting point of an event or a particular incident. Now I'll break down this concept into simple terms and explain you for better understanding. Now suppose an incident took place. Now before that incident took place, there were a series of connected events, right? Now these series of events were responsible for the incident to take place. Now in general, the series of events that may be small or big leading to the occurrence of a particular incident, in simple terms, is known as the butterfly effect. Now if any of these small connected events are varied even in small amount, then the final incident taking place will have a drastic change. Now this concept was first proposed by Edward Lorenz, a mathematician and a meteorologist who worked in MIT, that is the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and he established the theoretical basis of weather and climate predictability. He is also considered to be the father of the chaos theory, a study that focuses on dynamic systems indicating sensitive dependence on initial conditions. And the butterfly effect is a part of this chaos theory indicating the sensitive dependence of a system or an incident on the initial conditions. This theory basically gave him a powerful insight on how nature works. He arrived at a conclusion that small changes in a system can lead to drastic changes in the entire system. His main intention was to come up with a theory that could help him predict the weather changes, and this made him land on a concept known as the butterfly effect, using which he fulfilled his intentions of predicting weather changes. But practically, like I said, it's not possible to track each and every event that would lead to a particular incident. Now I'll tell you how he arrived at the concept that small changes in a system can lead to drastic changes of the entire system. What he did was he studied weather patterns using an old computer. That is, he ran a simulation on this computer by feeding a value with 6 digits after a decimal point, and then he again fed the same value in the second trial, but this time the value that he fed had only 3 digits after the decimal. And what he observed was that the simulation that he obtained in the second trial was totally different from what he obtained from the first trial. And this is how he came to a conclusion that even small changes can produce an outcome that is totally different. Now in order to understand the butterfly effect even better, I'll be giving you 2 examples. Now in the first example, I'll be taking the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombings. Now we all know the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombings, which were a significant part of the World War II that eventually made the Japanese Allied forces to surrender to US Army and ended the World War II. Now if you research a little bit more in detail, you'll get to know that initially the US Allied forces were planning to bomb the city of Kuroko in Japan. And even in the last minute, their mission was to bomb the city of Kuroko. But due to bad weather and lack of visibility, the US fighter planes gave up and the military personnel made a split-second decision that they'll be bombing the Nagasaki instead. Now from this example, we come to know that the weather played a small role in changing the entire course of world history. If suppose in an alternate case, the weather was fine that day, we would have had an entirely different history today. And again in this example, since Japan lost World War II, the country of Korea, which was under the Japanese rule for 35 years, was finally freed. Now here the main reason why US called war on Japan was because the Japanese forces attacked the Pearl Harbor. Now in an alternate case, if the Japanese forces hadn't attacked the Pearl Harbor, there wouldn't have been any reason for the US forces to attack Japan, and eventually they wouldn't have lost World War II. And the country of Korea would still have been under the Japanese rule. Now coming to the next example, I'll take the Chernobyl disaster. We all know the disaster that took place in Chernobyl in Ukraine in 1986. The disaster that killed thousands of people and also evacuated the entire city of Chernobyl. The city is isolated even to this day and is also referred to as the ghost town. It is also believed that this nuclear accident released more radiation than the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombings. In the accident, 3 workers volunteered to go and turn off the underground valve, which prevented the occurrence of a greater disaster. But again, in an alternate case, if none of the workers had the courage to step up to go and turn off the underground valve, it is said that half of Europe would have been affected by these radiations and even to this day would have been uninhabitable. From these examples, what we observe is that even a small change or small decisions led to totally different outcomes altogether. Now that is all about the butterfly effect. It is a simple concept that enables us to make certain predictions and which is only theoretically possible, and practically, like we all know, a butterfly flapping its wings in one place and causing a tornado in another place is scientifically impossible. And this theory was given the name butterfly effect not because it was explained with the example of a butterfly. That's because the weather simulations Lawrence obtained on his computer were in the shape of a butterfly, because of which he decided to name his theory the butterfly effect. I hope you found this video interesting. Please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be back again very soon with another interesting topic. Till then, see ya.